Okay, this is the best lighting I can work with. Hello, it's my birthday. I am officially 20 years old. And not now, sloppy body bitch is gonna ruin it. A few videos ago, I mentioned I was back at Linda's house. Unfortunately, do I want to be here? Of course not. But I really don't have anywhere else to go, so I'm not faulting anybody for not saying happy birthday, but literally nobody has said it. Her, I don't think she knows, which is cool. I would prefer her not to say shit else to me. I asked her like at 12 this morning if she was gonna smoke again, and she said yes. And so I asked if I could smoke with her, and she said yeah, but she went to go smoke by herself. And I asked her to remind me, and she said okay, and she didn't. So I just went to bed. And then when you leave the house, you don't get no goodbye or anything, and it sucks because that's the environment I want to be in. I want to be in an environment where people care if I leave. And don't have snappy ass tones and shit, because I don't do that. And it's like, y'all niggas need to get y'all lives together. Y'all telling me to suck dick and get fucked in the ass and get my life together, but this is what y'all act like on the daily? Y'all niggas need more help than I could fucking ever imagine I need. That ran aside, being 20 has taught me a lot of things. Let's start with saying no. I was comfortable saying no before being 20, but being around adults way older than me who, when I was younger, had more power, and I had no choice but to conform. I just don't have to do that anymore, and people be expecting me to fall back in line, and it's like, bitch, go fuck yourself. Like, no, the fuck I look like listening to you, bitch. So that's why when she was on bullshit just now, I had got hella snappy back and really irritated. I don't get irritated easily, but she just poked nerves and shit. And it's like, I just been letting you do little shit. But bitch, that was your last time. I'm being a little quiet because they up in there. Yeah, back to boundaries. People are scared to turn others down, and people are scared to put up their own walls. It's a literal fear because they think because you're saying no or that you're putting yourself first, that makes you a bad person. And it's like living my everyday life, it constantly shows me I'm not bad, I'm better than anyone. No, that's not what I'm saying. I am more developed in a lot of areas that a lot of people missed the chance to develop in, aren't developed in, choose not to develop in. And it's unfortunate for them because when I'm up, everybody up, but you gotta treat me right when I'm at my low. And y'all niggas just keep kicking dirt on me. So when I get up there and I don't answer no phone calls, or I get restraining orders left and right against niggas, you better run to the media for that story, because I'm not gonna give a shit about it. That's another thing, people talking shit about me. I realized in high school, nigga, that people are gonna talk shit about me whether I bend over backwards and overextend myself than if I'm a recluse and I don't bother anybody. Because even when I was doing that, I was always the topic of conversation and getting input into problems I didn't start or had nothing to do with. And usually, to hurt me, people try to come at my sexuality, and it's not ever gonna work, because why would I get mad at something that's true? Depending on who you ask, I am a faggot. I think I'm a faggot. I like it up the ass. It's fun. I like plugging niggas in they butt. It's fun. I like men. So a bitch, a nigga, a hooker thought could never make me feel bad because I'm not a part of the societal norm. Bitch, what the fuck do I look like, a cogwheel? Y'all can all fall into that and live this worldview that will never consume me and will never work on me while I flourish. And I mean that specifically to the people that have wronged me, continue to do me wrong, bother me, this, and the third. Again, sorry if you can't really see my beautiful ass. This is just the best lighting I can come up with. Character is another thing that I learned a lot when I was 19. Intentions mean more than words could ever. My ex has tried crawling back twice now. And he specifically pointed out he missed how I made him feel, and he missed what I brought to him instead of what he missed about me. He just missed how I made him feel. He didn't say anything like, I miss your smile, I miss our conversation, I miss this, this, and this about you. But no. So that's how I knew with him during the first week, he wasn't for me at all. But I'm a thug it out ass nigga, because I'm a resilient thug ass nigga. Until y'all push me out my limit and then I just become this bad guy, which I'm also cool with too. I don't want to be in good graces with everybody. Fuck y'all niggas. I don't like y'all. I'm not a people person. I don't like people. It comes in waves. I do sometimes, but for the most part, don't talk to me. Don't approach me. But at the same time, please, yes, have a conversation with me. Walk up to me, say hello. I care about people's day. So I will ask, you know, if this imaginary person comes up to me and starts a conversation. But other than that, leave me the fuck alone. I'm like, self-worth is another thing I learned. How do I feel about myself? And then how do I let people treat me? And if it doesn't align with how I feel about myself, then therefore I don't need to be treated like that, because I also don't treat people how I don't want to be treated, you know? So going back to my ex and the hookup culture. When I first came out here, I purposefully hooked up with, I was going to say a lot of men, but a few guys within a short amount of time. So I was being a hoe. And you know, I don't feel bad about it. I don't regret it. It's just, it wasn't worth it. So if you're still a virgin, I commend you, because I have not had good sex yet. Nobody knows what they're doing. And I told my mom this, and she was like, you might as well get with a woman. A woman knows what they're doing. She gonna have you right. And it's like, this ignorant ass shit, I'm tired of hearing it. Because I have just as an equal chance of having a bad sexual experience with both genders. It feels the same in the dark. That's how niggas get, well, that's a form of assault, but that's how niggas get tricked into fucking trans people. Cause they fucking tucked balls. And if you can't feel the difference between worn vagina and tucked dick skin, girl, I'm not convinced. So I feel like I am very handsome. I'm very gorgeous. I love to do things that's out of the norm. My fingernail looks dirty, but it's black. It's black base coat. Why is this the only one that looks like that? I mean, you can kind of see it on the other fingers. I just didn't deserve what happened to me ever in my life. And I feel like I'm worth so much more than my environment. And this is the first time I'm coming out and saying that. As anything, a camera, out loud, I feel like I deserve way more than what I'm dealing with, what I'm handling, what I've been putting up with. And the only reason why I haven't crashed out is because I see in the long run, it's not going to make me feel better, and it's not going to do anything. I like to focus on what can I do in the now, and then along the road, piece together what's going to happen later. I know I said I came here with the mindset of, okay, what's next? What's next? What's this? What's that? I just meant like, as I go day by day, you know? So I'm simultaneously imagining where I'm going to end up. I knew I was going to end up back here somehow. That's why I said I don't want to be here, because I didn't want to come here, but maybe I needed to come here for some type of purge. I'm spiritual, so I'm still learning, but maybe I'm here for some kind of, I don't know, development I'm not aware of, which I have learned. There's this other person in here that's seemingly trying to be in competition with me, and hearing this out loud, it's kind of psycho. Genuine vibes just aren't around me. They're really not. These people don't give a fuck about me for real, and I don't give a fuck about a lot of people, but it sucks when I give a fuck more about y'all than y'all do me. And that's the thing. I have a heightened sense of emotional intelligence. That's another thing. I recognize where to put myself. People don't. I do. I can't believe I'm 20. Like, I was born today, 20 years ago. Like, you know how many suicides I probably prevented? How many days I've brightened with my smile? That makes me smile. But yeah, I'm not surrounded by people who are like me at all. It feels, I like that word, somber, kind of dead and empty here. I literally feel chipper and like whoop-de-doo all the time. And it's like everybody walks around here like a chip is on their shoulder. Like something's always wrong with these niggas. And I can't force anybody to see my worldview because I went through some dark ass shit. I forget about it a lot of the times because I'm so focused on, well, I'm not focused. I'm just subconsciously in tune with a lighter vibration. You see how the spiritual shit is getting to me? I just don't feel like everybody else. I don't feel normal. I never feel normal. I do feel like I have that halo effect thing. Babies do fuck with me, kids fuck with me. Animals love me down. They won't let me pet them, but they get close to me and like scope the scene. I just don't know when the big thing is gonna happen. And I'm not waiting for it to happen because I guess I'm planting seeds or whatever. That's another thing I learned. Taking my time. Growing up, I was always rushed. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Do this, hurry up. Run, run, run. Do this. When I call your name, you better run. If you don't, I'm gonna beat your ass. And it's like everything had to be done a certain way to a T that I didn't want it done. And now I'm in control of what I can't control. And I can do things a certain way to my pleasure, to my leisure. And I do. And it feels great. And I no longer have a guilty conscience because I'm not following somebody else's rules that I haven't had to follow in years. I'm literally shaping my reality slowly, but it's happening. Going back to characters, there was this guy. We're going to call him Nice Guy. Nice, wise guy. We're going to call him that. So NW Melly, I met him on a faggot app. See, listen, you know, I know there are gay people that get offended at that word, even when a fruity person says it. I apologize if you're offended. I don't tend to offend you unless otherwise, but that's not what's happening here. I would prefer, I don't mind being called a faggot if it's by another fruity person. I start to care when it's from anybody when they try to use it against me, because nigga, you're just weird. You're odd. Very strange, doctor. But there was this guy who texted me 2 lengthy DM messages on a faggot app named Jacked. And he did like a character analysis on me based on my photos. And some of the things he was saying was cool. It like made sense. I wish I had the screenshots to know what the fuck he said, but I spotted it was like a mental gymnastic type of thing. So I was like, oh, this nigga thing, this is one of them niggas. This will be interesting. This will be fun. So I did entertain it. I did not want anything serious with this man. Definitely not anything romantic. We did not do anything sexual, even though he tried to take it there multiple times. I'll get into that. He would always analyze, and more analyzation of me and my character. And he hid behind religion. He was always like, oh, you know, God called me to call you this morning. God is with you. God this, God that. Read these scriptures. They help me, so they're going to help you. And it's like my belief system is very intact, and it has been working with and for me. If God works with and for you, that's you. But I'm pretty sure it's against the grain to spread the word. Is it not? I don't know. I don't give a fuck, because I will never be religious ever or have a relationship with any deity. It will never work on me. Thank you, though. He was trying to send me scriptures and this, and this. After knowing my relationship with spirituality, he even said, fuck the universe at one point. And I was like, but I never said anything negative about God. And it's like, whatever. He kept sending me scriptures and shit, just trying to, at this point, make me see what he sees and work how he works. And it wasn't going his way, so he tried to use my trauma against me, talking about, oh, well, maybe it's because your mom did this and that's why you have religious trauma. Maybe it's true I have religious trauma, but it's not because of my mom. It's not because of her. It's because of everybody else but her. Like, this nigga was talking just to talk. There was this one time where he said, I feel like a creepy, no, he said, I feel like a dirty old man with all these teenagers. And I let it slide for like a minute and a half, like literally like a minute, 50 seconds passed. And I revisited, I was like, what did you mean when you said that?
I thought he was talking about his 17-year-old teenage daughter and her friends.
And then he was like, oh, don't overanalyze me. Don't look too deep into what I say. And don't be doing that. And it's like, that's exactly what my ex said. He told me not to microanalyze him, all because I asked, okay, so you know, like when you're on a drink aisle and you got those pallets of drinks, right? To get away from me, he was walking faster and he was walking ahead and zigzagging through the pallets instead of walking straight and making a left to get to where he needed to. He was doing all this bullshit. So I walked up to him and I was like, why didn't you just walk straight? And then he got mad in the store. And then when we got in the car, he told me not to microanalyze and started raising his voice. Oh, I'm grown. I'm an adult. I'm this, and this. Don't you ever question me, nigga. And it's like, okay, cool, great. But a few nights later, he's asking me what I mean. You know, I said something and he was like, what do you mean? And so my rebuttal was, you're always asking me what I mean when you told me not to question you. So why are you questioning me?
Then I added, you the adult, right?
Mind you, he was on top of me, straddling me, trying to be all sensual and gay. And I was not in it. I was not with it. But after I said that, he just got on up off of me and turned over and went to bed. As you should, nigga, get the fuck away from me. Back to nice guy. After he said that, I told him I take everything at face value, and then he cut me off and he was like, no, you don't, no, you don't, no, you don't. No, it's this and this, and this and that. But you know, then again, nobody does. Nobody takes anything at face value. A part of the reason why I'm so light, subconsciously and physically, is because I literally bat my eye at bullshit and then go about my business until I don't. Like today. This morning I had enough of the little bullshit, little chip on your shoulder ass shit. So I fired back and that tone got checked real quickly. I'm not about to ever let people convince me I'm doing something or they know more about me than I know about myself ever again. Because that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to make it, he was trying to figure me out. And he couldn't. He literally couldn't. He used to take me out to eat a lot. So one time we're out to eat and he asked me if I wanted something. I think it was like another fan or something because he gave me a fan. And he asked if I wanted another one. And I said, because I was thinking about it. And he gonna say, I figured you out. I finally got it. When you say, that really means yes. That's how you say yes in your way. No, it's not. I'm genuinely thinking if I need that shit down the line, I think about longevity's sake. I'm not taking this bootsy ass fan with me wherever I'm going. This shit staying the fuck here. Only thing I'm taking with me is my belongings that I moved up in this bitch with. And if I didn't move here with no shit, just like that fridge, just like this air fryer that he also gave me, I'm not taking it with me. This was just some shit, temporary shit, just to get me through the journey. Because I've been manifesting this shit and I needed this shit and the universe knew I needed this shit and it gave me the shit so I could leave the shit behind. What the fuck are you talking about? This nigga will always say shit like, oh my God, who fucked? Damn, you went through so much. Oh my God, who did this to you? Oh my God, you're so fucked up. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I was always standoffish. I was never immersed in our, I don't know, hangouts or whatever. I would show him my music and I knew he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about because there was a bar I was talking about Markiplier, Marky Moo. If y'all know who Markiplier is, he used to call himself Marky Moo. So I said that and I like related to Doja Cat, Marky Moo. So that's a piece of the bar. And I tried to break it down to him and he was like, oh, I know what you're talking about. I know. And I was like, he was like, yeah, I know. He would always say that, but I would be talking about not mind-blowing out of this world shit, but bullshit, like inconspicuous, obscure shit that didn't even matter. Nigga, you're 40. I know you don't know who the fuck Markiplier is. Then he gonna tell me one of my drawings, like, I gave them a specific kind of eyes. And he was like, that entity. I've seen it before. I've seen this entity before. And I was like, You know, don't get too wrapped up into, you know, your relationship with God or anything, because this is just a drawing. Genuinely, it is. And he was like, it's just a drawing to you, but it's an entity for me. Okay. You know, not to shit on his beliefs or whatever. But he gave me like a rundown of some bullshit he went through about him being in somebody's Ross basement and how there was this black entity looming over him that picked him up by his neck and he levitated up off the ground. And I was like, boy, please. There was another time where we were filling up his car with gas and I was just sitting there and he walked up to the window and he was like, you know, and he would always do that bullshit ass, like he's actually thinking about some shit, and that would just annoy me because it's like, you're not thinking about shit, boy, or sir. And he was like, I don't sense a connection from you for me, but I have one for you. Strange. And then he walked away. And I didn't say anything because he was right. I don't have a connection to you. I don't feel drawn to you, nigga. I'm not here to use you because I'm not opportunistic. But if you want to help me out, nigga, help me. And it slowly started to feel like, since I wasn't breaking down my walls or giving him what he really wanted out of me, he started being distant and talking to me crazy in text messages. He would also cut me off a lot. Like, I would be talking and he would just be like, oh, wow, I didn't notice that trail led behind there. Wow. Go ahead, I'm listening. Like, I don't like people who do that. So therefore, I'm not going to be around you if you're going to keep doing that. That shit was so annoying. Then he would comment on my body and say weird shit like, you know, you're bigger at the top and small at the bottom. And he's just this big bodied, like, fat nigga. Like, he doesn't even carry his weight well. You're just fat. You're just big as shit. You're just big. And then he would talk shit about other people, you know, breath being funky and shit. And his mouth would just be hot, smelling like a porta potty and coffee and unwiped ass. And it was very disturbing, to say the least. I also noticed his pattern of talking to people younger than him, because he was a truck driver at least, and his nigga on the road was in his 20s. This other nigga he was talking to was in his early 20s. And then you had me, was 19 at the time, and I spotted all this. And then the dirty old man, so many red flags, him trying to mentally figure me out and pry into me. There was this one time where we went to the movies, and again with this microanalyzing, overanalyzing thing that he told me I was doing to him, but he was doing to me and everybody else. He had this sentiment where he knew everybody already. He had everybody figured out already, and he doesn't give people the time of day because he's usually right about them. And I knew that was bullshit. He also told me he had this conversation with his daughter, which I don't believe. But he said his daughter told him, Dad, you're not a manipulator. You're just very scripted. And it's like, the way he was relaying it to me, it was like he was trying to make me believe what he was saying, and he didn't believe what he was saying. So I was like, yeah, sure, y'all said this. He would pretend to be on the phone too. He would pretend to be having phone conversations, and the time it would take to actually respond, he was responding way faster than that. Like, I've been around, you know, Leak the Freak, who would pretend to be on the phone just to talk to me. And I also knew he was pretending to be on the phone because you can actually hear somebody on the phone. And I didn't hear nobody on the phone, but until somebody actually called him multiple times throughout that car ride, you can hear each and every person on the phone, but that first person he was on the phone with when I first got in the car. But back to the movie date, I was wearing pink French tip nails with charms and shit, and I had a wife beater, baggy jeans, and a beanie. You know, lip gloss, looking good, looking poppin', looking smoochalicious, right? I'm walking with my back straight, knowing I look good as shit. Cause when I know I look good as shit, you can't tell me shit. I don't give a fuck if I got something on my teeth, on my lip, on my eyeball, little eye booger, nigga. I look good as shit, and that's what the fuck it is. So I'm popping my shit. He told me to, cause I was waiting for him at the car. He told me to just walk ahead. So I walked ahead, and I owned that shit. I had a little little pop in my shit. I'm walking in the movie theater. People was like, hey. I'm like, hey, hello. Grand Rising. Mind you, this nigga, we don't stop at the concessions. We just go straight into the movies and sit. And I get up by myself and I'm like, yo, I'm finna go get some food, drink. You want anything? No. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go by myself. Hella people this time. Hella people out there. You got kids everywhere, mothers, fathers, snooty booty ass niggas in the back hating. And above all odds, I had my head held high because I never did that shit before, walking with bright ass Nicki Minaj pink nails with charms and shit. And I got facial hair, chin hair, nigga. Without all that shit, people call me the trade, which I don't really agree with, because if you just look at me, you can just tell I'm a faggot. I didn't let none of that shit bother me. I just bought my hot dog and I went on about my day. When he dropped me off, he gonna tell me, you know, I didn't sense you were that confident today. You were more confident yesterday than you were today. Mind you, he's saying this when all he did was sit in the movie and lagged behind me the whole day. So I was like, no, I was way more confident today than I was yesterday. Because the day before, I was wearing a tighter crop top that I don't feel like I look the best in, because it hugs me a little bit. And I'm not the most toned person. So you can see the build of my body. I think I look good in it, but not as good as I would prefer to. Again, I still look good nonetheless. So, and then I didn't have on my acrylics before then. So the day before this, I had a more thuggish outfit. And then that day with the nails, it was more feminine. And I felt more confident being more feminine, hence the pink nails, I guess. So he was trying to tell me, swearing up and down, I wasn't as confident as I was the day prior. But in my whole being, on my granny, I felt more confident being more faggoty and sissy-like than being my natural masculine self. It just makes me feel better. It literally, I just can't explain it. It's like a crack trip. When I know I'm doing some shit that men don't do, I'm like, I'm a real man. Like, maybe not a straight one, but I'm a real one. I could have a whole vagina between my legs and I will still be more manly than 99% of the men in the world. But yeah, he was trying to really get into my head and really get at my confidence and break me down psychologically, and it just wasn't working. I wish I can sit here and give y'all a sob story to where this nigga was really getting at me, but it wasn't working. Just like when we went to a hotel. The first time he proposed this idea, you know, his little getaways by himself is at like a Motel 5, and he just sits there, maybe smokes, maybe drinks a little wine and stays the night and then goes home to his family. He told me he usually goes there around Thanksgiving time. And he gonna ask me if I want to go the first time we met in person. And so I told him, I got to get to know you a little better. I don't do those kinds of leaps of faith anymore. This nigga gonna say to me, well, you did it with other niggas in the past, so I just thought I would ask. And you're probably asking me, well, why did I still end up seeing this man? Well, it's because that very next link, he acknowledged what the fuck he said. He acknowledged it was wrong. And I was like, okay, cool. So there's a level of awareness here that I've never encountered before, but I didn't know it was inauthentic the way it was, and it was a borderline mental illness. Because again, to think you have everybody figured out, no matter what the fuck career you have, like you can be a doctor, a therapist, this and this, people still kill themselves, people still get misdiagnosed, and people still walk around unhappy with the chip on their shoulder. If you knew everything, things like that literally would not exist. So you don't know everything, and you don't know everything about everybody. But yeah, took me to a hotel, and he gonna tell me we're probably the only people that came here not to fuck. I was like, huh. You know, not that I'm hating, but he did supply me with alcohol, twisted tea, love it. Very good, gets me tipsy real easily. About 3 of them does the trick. And I didn't recognize that this was a form of grooming. He did achieve to groom me to a certain degree though. When I was at this hotel with him, he was pissing in a piss bucket. And he only did this the second time we went to a hotel. First time we went to a hotel, he was constantly getting up and going to the bathroom like normal. You know, that was when he said we probably are the only ones that didn't fuck here. He also, I was sitting on the bed and he was like laying on the couch and I had got too high. And so I was kind of like woozy a little bit. And he had got on the bed next to me, not like right next to me, but he was next to me. He was close enough. And he was laying on his stomach, like laying on the pillow on the bed, getting all comfortable. And I was like, please don't touch me. Please don't say anything to me. Just get up and get off the bed. And he did. But it was like, I was really realizing the situation I was putting myself in. But anyways, the second time we go to a hotel, he's pissing in a piss bucket. I tell my friend this and she was like, Anon, that's not normal. That's like a form of like exposure to gross things to get you more comfortable with it. And I was like, oh, that's a form of grooming. My ex would do a lot of nasty shit. I can't really say that was grooming too, but it was definitely some type of exposure to some shit to give me a certain role, you know? And so it did disgust me to my core every time he would turn over and piss in that piss bucket, but I didn't see it as more than just weird. Because what's crazy enough is he didn't piss in that piss bucket the first time we got to that hotel. He was using the toilet and then he just randomly got comfortable with pissing in the piss bucket right next to me. But anyways, he did give me a fridge. He gave me a fan, air fryer. Cool. But the thing is, ties back to character. His intentions weren't organic. They weren't genuine. It was all a sham. It was a fad. Oh, the text messages. He had invited me to go on a road trip with him to Arizona. And I said yes at first, but he answered back to my text message. I didn't need that long dissertation, but all right. Mind you, we haven't spoke in a week before he asked me about the road trip. So this new energy, I do send like 3-4 line long text messages when I like talking to people. So I did like talking to him to a degree, but for him to out of nowhere tell me it was a dissertation and you didn't need all of that, but that's usually how I talk. That just means that's how you felt from the beginning. And then he was asking me out of the blue, because we went another period a couple weeks without talking. So he just asked me out of the blue, that air fryer I gave you was red, right? Can you send me a picture? But in our text messages, there's a picture of the air fryer. Not only that, but it was the most recent picture that he sent. I think if I go look, it's like the first or second most recent photo he sent. And you don't even have to look for it. You just press the name and it opens the saved images and it's right there. So I'm like, you sent me a picture of it. Just look at it. And then he was like, oh, never mind. It's not that hard. Like, you see the little shit. You see the little shit. So after he did that, I was cool off him. And I said, never mind. I don't want to go to Arizona no more. And he was like, yeah, I've been knowing. That's why I shut it down. He did not know I was going to shut that shit down. He did not know. There was nothing that could have pointed to me. Like, before I said no, though, he did say like we would be there for, it would be a 3-day road trip. It would take 2 days to get there, or no, 4 days, something about a layover. I'll be on the road. I don't trust him around my sleeping body. So no to that. And then being stuck with him for an extended period. No. Cause he would like wear my energy out and I would feel drained going home. And what would make me feel better is if I had some food and be like, well, at least I had some food. And I would like immediately rejuvenate me. But other than that, 44 as I'm looking, I left him alone. I saw through all of the bullshit and I thought I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for seeing it. But no, I saw that shit. And I started being distant and not talking to him and leaving him alone. And, you know, he come crawling back. Oh, how you doing? I miss your socially awkwardness. And it's like, am I socially awkward? Maybe, but he just, I can't explain it, but our conversations would flow, but it would be like tit for tat kind of flow. I can't explain it. You just had to be there. Another thing I learned is trust. It really showed me I might have trust issues. I might. I'm not too quick to trust anybody, but it's like, can I really trust you? Like, do you mean what you say? I do catch myself questioning the genuineness, generosity, genuine levels of people, and if it's authentic or not. Most of the time it's not, because they spend more energy being fake than genuine. So yeah, style, I would say, is something I definitely learned being 19. I like out of whack things. I like things people usually think it's ugly until it's actually ugly as fuck. And it's like, okay, that's ugly even for me. So I was compelled to get up early this morning and go on a walk. And I went to Dollar Tree. I was going to go to Waffle House, but it was packed. So there was literally no seating. At least when I looked through the window, it was packed. So I guess it wasn't destiny for me to go there. So yeah, I just went to Dollar Tree and I bought some things, and I went to the gas station, and it was cool. I really enjoyed my walk. It made me feel better. I like how I've gotten to the point where I like the most minuscule bullshit. It's not taking crumbs and taking bullshit, but it's like, it's what I prefer. I don't want nobody to go over the top. Oh my God, happy birthday. Here's a gift. Here's this. Oh my God. Like, just say happy birthday, keep pushing. If you give me something, okay, I appreciate it. If you don't, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you for saying happy birthday. Or if not, like, don't say shit else to me. Like, I would feel more bummed out if I couldn't do anything for myself. And I was able to do something for myself. And even if I couldn't go out and buy anything, I was able to go out on a walk, soak up the energy of outside, being seen by passing cars, recording this video, getting on camera talking, because I love to talk. Clearly, this video is finna be another hour. I think double the time turning 19 was. So clearly I'm more comfortable talking on camera without an audience, but knowing that one day that a group of people is gonna sit and watch this thing front to back, it's like, okay, there are people who are one day going to digest me and one day are going to listen to me. Now is not that time, but when it is, I just got to make sure to prove to y'all that I genuinely deserve the time and appreciation that is being given to me. Even if I can't meet you in person, even if I can only heart your comment or like a comment or follow through with a suggestion or something, I genuinely support any support. I genuinely support anybody that supports me, and I appreciate the support I get. Genuine or not, it just makes me feel better. Intuition is another thing I tapped more into. Trusting myself. It's a gamble. I would say I trust myself 80-20. 80% I trust myself, and the 20% I don't. I'm like, damn, I should have trusted myself because I knew this was going to be the outcome. I'm not one of those people like, I'm always right, but no, because it's not even given that. I'm wrong a lot. When I got some shit down, it's set in stone, and it's like, damn, I really genuinely knew this shit was gonna happen. So trusting myself, trusting that I know what's gonna happen, works a lot of the time. Usually with people, it's where my intuition is out of whack. Sometimes, no, really, because I can't jump into people. I'm not a psychic to a point. I'm trying to open my third eye. Again, a lot of this spiritual mumbo jumbo, it's psychology, really. I'm a realist, so it's hard to listen to this spiritual shit and be like, okay, do y'all genuinely believe this? But then, like shit like journaling and shadow work, frequency cleanses and affirmations and readings. Mainly the readings, it's kind of hard for me to like take seriously because it's like people say readings are timeless. And usually when I hear them or intentionally watch them or not, up until recently, I'll get into that. Up until recently, I've just been taking in the energy and brushing it off, and whatever happens, happens. You know, shit kind of resonated with me, but for the most part, it didn't until I watched a video by Natija Cave. And she said, I'm not meant to stay where I'm at. And I was like, okay, cool. That's the usual, you know, you're moving this, and this. But she was like, you're going to abruptly get up and move. And I did abruptly get up and move. I had to move the same day I found out I couldn't pay my rent. So I moved. And even here, I feel like this is temporary. I feel like this is temporary as shit. I don't feel connected or drawn to be comfortable anywhere, but especially here. I feel like this is just another stepping stone. Just like when I first got here with Linda, it was always supposed to be a stepping stone until I got to the bigger thing. And I've gotten glimpses of the bigger thing, like, you know, living on my own, living with a person. And I feel like I just needed those experiences for when I'm actually ready. And I feel like I'm actually ready now. So I feel like this is like the remaining purge for whatever big thing I'm meant for. She said the 7th. Number 7 could be significant. It's today. That's my birthday. And I'm pretty sure that reading was on the 5th or the 4th. You know, she could coincidentally just be throwing numbers out, but she also said a birthday was significant, and it's gonna be my birthday on the 7th. So, you know, then something that really scared me was Xenon is coming to mind, and I'm like, okay, that's a name I was gonna pick to change to. My name is Anon, and Xenon, it has some significance because it's a combination between Anon, my last name Enoch, and X. She said mysteries and the universe, and I'm like, that's literally my theme: mysterious, anonymity, geometrism. And she had a period in the video where she was like, shut up. And her voice got all like robotic, and she said there was a passion project that'll release in 2026 and 2027. That's one of my albums I have planned to release one of those times called VR, and it has to do with, again, geometrism, robotnics, technology, and it's little shit like that. It was kind of hard for me to ignore because it's like it literally speaks to my situation right now. I took it, and now I've always believed in my faith. I struggle with it a lot still today, right now. I don't know, that, hearing that, seeing that actually happen, it was like, whoa, okay, now I see why people believe in this, because that shit, that was some spooky shit. So I'm just gonna keep doing things like this. I feel like this is more of my niche, just getting on camera and talking to whoever. To close out this video, if you're alone and you're experiencing loneliness, like, you know, gay loneliness, any types of loneliness, what can you do in the moment to make it better for yourself? What can you do to make the moment more copable? What can you change? What environments can you explore? What can you do different today? Even if it's clipping your hair back behind your ear and it's like, you know, or just staring in the mirror when you feel the worst about yourself and be like, I'm beautiful. Even when you don't believe it. When I don't believe I'm going to get out the situations I'm in, I'm like, this is going to be worth it in the long run. And it's like I teleport here. Time is so strange to me because I literally remember being at the last place I was at, and it was like, I'm over this place. I can't wait to move out of here. Y'all niggas is dirty. You piss me off. Y'all lie about bullshit. Y'all get on my nerves. It's like, I was ready. I was over it, and I'm here. And then I'm gonna be somewhere else, you know? I'm appreciative and I have a lot of gratitude. Sometimes I wish I didn't. I wish in a sick way I was like everybody else, but I just can't, because it's not within me to act like that. It's just not. I want to be fake. I really do want to get on camera and do what everybody else is doing and being this genuine as possible, lie, make it seem like my life is way better than it is. And it's like, I can lie, but about my lifestyle, about who I am as a person, I can't no more. I'm not 13. I'm 20. I'm fucking 20. And the things that I'm saying I can't do or don't want to do, depending on who you ask, it can easily It can easily be done by anybody, any age. But as I said earlier, I'm so far advanced. My goalpost is different from a lot of people. And I feel like that contributes to my loneliness because I don't mesh well with people psychologically, emotionally, experience-wise a lot of the time. But I'm okay with being on my own 2 feet by myself. Fate of a mustard seed is coming to mind. I was guided to say that. I'm going to start saying things that come to mind because I feel like that's a part of the readings, you know, saying what comes to mind or what you're guided to say. So yeah. I'm 20. In the next video, I will be reacting to my video turning 19 and seeing what I can relate to, what's different, what's, you know, what's. I hope you're watching this video. You experience higher times, better times. You're engulfed in abundance, success, in other ways than what you're seemingly to look at. It sounds cliche and it might suck, but that's where gratitude comes in. Suck it up. Nigga, you can have a chip on your shoulder, but you know, get over yourself to a certain extent. If you feel offended by that, again, don't mean to, but ego death. And with that, 2025 is kind of a special year. Any year with the 5 in it. Because I was born in 05, so I feel like, I don't know, 2005, 2025, and I'm 20. That's some golden ass shit. That is some golden shit right there. I'm gonna be 30 in 2030. No, because I'm 5 years off the year. So 2035, I'll be 30. Ciao. Students, before you go, don't tell people how you move. Show them I fuck with you for fucking with me. Meet me back here and know somebody and I'll be here waiting for your return. Adi. Hey. Bitch, I'm 20. I'm 20. I'm fucking 20. I'm 20. You're 20? You're 20? Yeah, nigga.
Trying will always be good enough because I had enough will to do so.
Don't be ashamed about it.